It's one of the happiest moments for any football fan. A new season is officially underway. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. He goes to the hurry-up offense here. Now Jackson off the play action. Finds some time left. Connects on the crosser. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Play fake, Jackson. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Pistol snap to Jackson. On the move, headed right. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Well, no luck on his first look of the game. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
I think more than ever, QBs today are so good at doing this, Kate, buying himself enough time and actually finding a target downfield. Just this time, he couldn't quite make that connection.
Jackson now on 3rd. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Pioneers force the turnover on the first series of this game. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB in you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
Throwing now from the gun. Caught, nice gain left side. And in for the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when he can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And the Pioneers take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1 for 1. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. And he could have a free play here. Completed to his running back. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. From the gun, a run for Henry. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. They go play fake with Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So it'll be third down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. They motion a receiver left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And no doubt he wants to get his season started with a good one here. And he doesn't put much height or distance on this one. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running this one left. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They go play action here. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Third down from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That's taken at the 15. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stops. 65 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens will take over with a lot of field ahead of them. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That's taken in by Henry. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. Deep shot doesn't quite work out. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Play action now with Jackson. This one caught by C.D. Lamb. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Here's Henry running left. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Running once more with Henry. Still going past the 40. Breaks the tackle. Green grass ahead. Dodges the tackle, and he's in. Touchdown. The Ravens get it down to a single point. Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens tie it up as he nails his first try of the season. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll throw to begin this drive. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. They're throwing it. Challenges double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
Such a huge point of emphasis for so many defenses, clogging up the middle of the field. They saw that receiver enter the middle and did a terrific job of baiting the quarterback into the throw, and an even better job of forcing the interception.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On first and 10, it's Jackson. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Play action. Here's Jackson. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that can go a long...
Oh my goodness, they're faking it. He makes the grab. And they make the tackle, but the fake works. They've got a new set of downs.
These holders are always prepped to throw it in case of a bad snap on a kick, right? Well, he's happy to have a pass scripted for him this time. It was the right call, and he put the throw right on the money.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
They just get the play on. And that is how our first quarter will end as that pass falls incomplete. We're through one quarter of this opening weekend of football. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. Complete beyond the marker. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This finds likely. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And he's brought down for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Running for it. Here's Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens parlay the interception into points. Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Judy there to grab it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 27 yards. And the St. Louis 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll throw it. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he got there to make the stop at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
To the air, 3rd and long. 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 3 should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And the deficit stays at 7.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
We give to Henry on the inside handoff. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A gain of 27 yards there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. Trying down the middle with Henry. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out. You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
That one's taken in by the rookie out of USC. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll try and throw it here. Forced out to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
2nd and 10 now. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up. Man in motion here. 3rd and long for him here. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a on fourth down.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
So here he is, getting his second field goal look of the half. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And the deficit remains 2 scores.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
The drive begins with Henry. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Offense up to the line fast. On second down, here's Henry again. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short third down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
They've got a man in motion. Shovel pass complete. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run, break tackles, and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Taken in by Likely. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Working quickly here. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Jackson yet again. Escapes out to the left. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens will add to their lead at the end of the half. Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens take a 3-possession lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. First and 10, they're going to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
To throw here on first down. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They motion the tight end over. To throw again on 2nd and 10. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Ravens make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the long... Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose! And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Offense in the hurry up here. Second and 3. Cut out left. And he runs out of bounds at the opposing 45. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll give him a first down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Throwing deep for the end zone. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast. And these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Back to pass on first and 10. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So second down coming up. Sending the tight end in motion left. Blown back, it's the handoff. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here he is on 3rd and long. That'll be complete to Ford. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down from the red zone. This one's caught. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. With third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
That one's out and caught on the right side. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They send the tight end in motion. Dumps it off to his running back. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Need a conversion, and they're throwing for it. Oh, it's the screen. Pass complete. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there?
And he runs this one in for the touchdown. The Pioneers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. They're out to try and tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Pioneers cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Blitz coming here. Jackson gets this to Bateman. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Offense up to the line fast. Pressure coming. It's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. Rolling into enemy territory. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Kate, that play's so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, well, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
He's got it to him yet again. That is caught.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win. And a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Working quickly here. Henry. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Back-to-back stands from this front. No gain on the play brings up 4th and goal.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Tucker's kick is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2-for-2 for this kicker.
And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He's on the move. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. They connect on the deep shot. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Working inside the red zone. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that deep.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Pioneers now within 1 score in the fourth. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Pioneers get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They go play fake with Jackson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. That was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the press for moving the chains that time.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They run. Here's Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing now on first down. It's Jackson. Headed out right. He can run it.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Play action now with Jackson. They did it! He made the interception! The Fatu Melifonwu with the INT. They're out and set, first and 10. Right up the gut. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Back-to-back carries here. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself. to make that stop.
He's back to throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Looking to throw. And they won't do it. That ball's incomplete on fourth down.
Well, there was no way that defense was going to pass up on that opportunity. I dare to say that was the most energetic and frenzied we've seen them all game. I don't think they could believe the offense would go for it that deep in their own territory.
Trying to run with Henry. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Play action. Here's Jackson. He rolls to his right. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens make it a two-possession game here in the fourth. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. Jackson's throwing for it. And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he won't opt to bring this one out. Content to keep it in the end zone and start their drive at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going play action. Looking, and down he goes. The Ravens defense gets it done. Offense up to the line fast. Another try following the sack. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in St. Louis. Pioneers 14 points back. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. He's going to throw this one. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. Throwing now on 1st down. Rolling left, buying some time. He takes it himself. And a solid gain gets them across the 45 before he goes out. Pickup of 12 on that play. And they're going to have a 1st down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Connects on the crosser. And they get this down to the 28. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Putting a receiver in motion. To throw here on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again, following the sack. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. You've got to keep moving quick here. Looking to throw it. Finds him on the crossing route. And he gets this forward to the 19. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. Offense staying out there, it's 4th and 1. Now to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. And that's a touchdown. Great catch there, and with almost no time left, well, Brock, they're going to need a miracle, but it is still possible. Offense not going anywhere. They want to. Setting up to pass. And the pass succeeds. A little momentum builder as they try to dig into this deficit. So with hardly any game left, they have time for this kick and maybe a couple plays. And this is going to be recovered by the Ravens. And they're moments away now from celebrating a win.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now with 8 seconds remaining in the game, they're going to burn their final timeout.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who can anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
They take a knee, and their season has begun exactly how they wanted it to, with a win.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And this isn't just any 1-0 start for them. They pick up what could end up being a key division victory to have later in this season. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from St. Louis.